Hey everyone, this is Shaun Schwartz from beardgamestrong.net. This is the first interview, actually, in a series of interviews that I'll be conducting with various entrepreneurs in the beard care and men's grooming industry. I'm always delighted to connect with those paving their own way in this exciting and growing industry that I've come to love. And I'm always happy to try to shed some light on these amazing brands and the people behind them and letting them tell their story. So today I have the honor of sitting down, well, virtually at least, with Kristen and CJ from Max Garage Beard Oil, based out of sunny Florida. So Kristen and CJ, tell me more about yourselves. Like, who are you? Where in Florida are you from? And like, what is your background?
We're from Newport Richey, Florida. It is just north of Tampa. During the day, I work for the court system as an operations specialist.
I'm a mechanic.
He's lived in Florida his whole life. I moved here from New York when I was like 13, so I've been here most of my life.
Nice. So let's talk about the origin of Max Garage. So, I mean, I can probably take a wild guess and figure the garage came from CJ's automotive background. But so what is it exactly that inspired you to start this business? And when did it first start?
I started making him oil probably about 2 years ago because I'm like, I could do this. When he was buying, he was spending like $80 a month on oil. And I'm like, really? So I decided I'm going to start making it myself for him. So he started using my oil. And I'm like, oh, it's working. It's working well. And we're saving a lot of money here. So I started doing that.
Just looking at that beard, I can imagine.
Oh, yeah. Used a lot of oil. And then I got sick, and I went into cardiac arrest, and he did CPR on me and brought me back to life. So after that, I had a new outlook on life, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to start selling this. I'm going to start doing something else. Like, yeah, I have my day job still, but I want to try something else too, see how it goes. Take some chances now. And then the Max name actually comes from
my father and grandfather had garages, and it was Max. So that's what I was kind of bred into, and we kind of went with the name on that. It's my side hustle for doing automotive repairs and body shop work, things like that in our garage at the house, and going into the Max Garage Beard Oil, keeping the name.
Nice. That answers my next question, actually, where that name came from, and it makes a lot of sense. But that's an interesting story. That's you hear a lot of these stories of people facing these life or death situations, essentially, and then having an epiphany and something is born of it. This is the first time I've seen a beard care company born of something like that, but that's pretty amazing, actually. Well, I'm glad that you're okay, first of all. And I'm glad that something positive came out of it at the end of the day, which is fantastic. So, sorry, when did you start the company?
We started the actual company, officially opened it in July of this year.
Okay, so still pretty new.
Yeah, it's very new still.
Yeah. So, I mean, being a new company, and I'm sure you've been doing a ton of research, and even prior to starting the company, you probably see that it's a pretty competitive market, and it's been growing. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on this market since, I originally started my company in 2019, but prior to that, I started with beard care products and things like that, probably back in 2016. And since then, I feel like it's blown up considerably, especially with a lot of independent brands. And there's some brands out there that have really grown over the past few years. Like, what do you feel that sort of sets you guys apart from some of the other companies that are in this niche right now?
Being affordable.
That's
True.
for one.
Part of it was like the cost of it
Yeah.
and maintaining a beard, and everyone's got something, but it costs a lot of money to buy those products, and we wanted to do something for the blue collar working community that doesn't afford to spend $100 a month on a beard.
Right, but
Yeah.
still have a quality product. Like being organic, you know, I have to look for the best deals on everything, but I want it to be good, you know, and affordable.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, especially when you're looking at the, small batch kind of handmade organic products, they do tend to be very pricey, and the stuff you'll find at the drugstore, for you guys, I guess it would be, a CVS or a Walgreens. You look at the ingredient label on those things, sure, they're cheap, but they're not doing any good for your beard or your face, right?
Yeah, or any part of your body. Yeah, you don't want to be putting that stuff on you.
Absolutely. So it's good that you've come up with, something that is of high quality, but also affordable, especially once you get a beard that length. I mean, I don't know how many bottles you go through a month, a week. I don't know.
And I'd say a bottle a month, like that average 2 ounces a month.
Sounds about right. Yeah. No, that's good. I appreciate that story. So I mean, you're pretty early entrepreneurs in this industry now. So I mean, tell me some of the challenges that you guys have faced with getting this off of the ground, and how were you able to overcome them?
Well, it's hard because, like, since we're so new, people don't know who we are. So, and if you Google beard oil, you'll never find us. So I have to keep going out there, and I'm on social media every day, and I'm always posting stuff, and I'm always, Googling things, and I answer like every question we get on our website. I talk to everyone I can about it. I mean, we hand out cards, we go to markets, we try and do anything we can to, get our name out there. That's probably the hardest thing right now, just to become known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. It's tough, but you're doing all the right things. I mean, and the fact that you're personally responding to everybody that's reaching out to you and on your website and social media, it goes a long way. People talk. Word of mouth is probably your greatest ally. So keep that up, and stay persistent, and things will come. And I see what you guys have been doing on social media, and it's fantastic. You're keeping busy. When you keep busy, things just over time tend to fall into place. So that's great. I mean, you're obviously a family-owned business. I imagine it's the two of you that are operating it. So how has that experience been, just working together as a couple, as business partners? Is it a new experience for you guys? Has it been challenging in any way?
She's the brains and I'm the beard. So when we go places, I'm like the model, but she knows about the product. She has like the information of the scents and things like that, where she kind of just tells me what to wear and what she likes. And she picks the smell.
And I don't let anyone else mix the oil. I do it all myself because I want to make sure that it is perfect how I want it.
Right.
Like the kids, they're older, they're like 18 and 16. Oh, let me help. No, you're not helping. I want to make sure, we don't have a machine doing this. I'm doing it. So I want to make sure everything is done properly,
So can you kind of walk me through that process of hey, like, how did you decide on, because I know you use primarily hemp oil in your beard, or in your oil, sorry, in your products. How did you come to that conclusion that was, the best fit for your product? And what was that development process like for you when creating that initial product?
Well, I researched tons, tons of research. Hemp's good for everything, so I really liked that. And it's non-comedogenic, so it's not going to hurt anyone's skin. It's not going to clog your pores. It's not going to do anything like that. It's a really good conditioner for the beard. I mean, his beard is soft compared to when he was using the chemical-based products. I mean, you can really feel a difference. And yeah, I just did tons of research on what to use. And I'm thinking about now maybe adding a couple of other carrier oils into it, but I'm not sure. I got to look into it. A bunch of people are telling me I should, but I don't know. I really like our oil how it is. But I'm going to do more research into that too.
Yeah, it takes a lot of testing, because it's not just about the oils, it's about the formulation, how much of each oil do you want to have within that formulation. So I agree. I mean, it's worth looking into just coming up with different variations, for people with different skin types and things like that. But it takes time, definitely takes time, right? So you want to find the right fit. Absolutely. You also offer, it seems like a pretty decent range of scents. I'm assuming you're using all kind of natural essential oils and stuff for your scents. So how is that process like in terms of developing those fragrances? Because that's kind of the same thing when you're mixing carrier oils, when you're mixing essential oils to come up with those scents. It's really about that balance to get it right. How has that process been for you?
I just started experimenting with different scents, and when I finally found one that I liked, I would be writing everything down. How much of this I put in, how many drops of this I put in, and then when I finally got it right, I had my formula for that, and I just did that with all 6 of them, and it took a while. It took a long time. And there was a lot of trial and error, and there was quite a few scents that were no good. No one liked them. So, but it was just experimenting with them and how much, and once you start experimenting with them, you kind of get, okay, this is cedarwood. I don't want to use too much of this. I know that, how much I should be using of this and, what goes with it, what smells good with it,
And are you particular about sourcing, like where you source your oils and things like that? Because even in my experience in the past, you buy one, say, sandalwood oil and a different brand of sandalwood oil, it's
totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
wasted a lot of money.
Yes, wasted a lot of money because I've only bought organic, 100% organic natural, but like you said, from different places, they all smell different. So I've bought big bottles of organic essential oil that I just did it with vanilla, and I thought, oh, it's gonna smell, alike. No, not at all. Totally, I will not even use that. So yeah, definitely, yeah. So I have my certain companies that I'll buy from.
And now, probably for the most difficult question that will be for the entire evening, which is your favorite right now?
Oh God, Boosted is my favorite.
Which one?
Like
Sorry?
mine often, but I wear what she likes me to smell like. So
the Boosted is the vanilla and cedarwood. Oh my God, it's like a really
smooth.
It's a smooth scent. It smells so good.
I always found vanilla-based scents tend to be a winner almost every time. You mix that vanilla with something a little bit manly, and it's just.
I love that. Everyone loves it. No. I'll have to send you some. I'll try it out.
We did have a lot of pet dummies involved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like something that could be somebody's least favorite, be somebody else's favorite. We found doing all the scent profiles.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of thought these would be the top few, and then it would just range.
Like everyone
Yeah.
was different.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and I mean that's why you have a product range, right? Everybody has
Right.
their own preferences, and it's good to get that feedback, honestly. So that's
Yeah, it was
yeah.
cool to see that. Like I was like, "What? You like that? And you don't like that?" I'm like, "That's my favorite."
For sure. I mean, so I just want to talk a little bit more about how, you've been building your exposure in the marketplace. I know you've been present online. You've built a great website. Obviously, you're active on social media. I noticed recently in one of your posts, I believe you guys were you had like a booth at was it a farmer's market or something along those lines?
Yeah, the past weekend we had on Saturday we had a booth at a mall by us,
Okay.
and that they were having like a fall festival inside, and then on Sunday we had a booth at a outside farmer's market, which it was like 1,000 degrees out.
Yeah. How do you find those in-person, opportunities? Do you find them successful or?
Okay, Saturday it was indoors and there were so many people. We were very successful.
Yeah.
Now, Sunday came along, not one vendor in the whole place we were at was successful.
Really?
It was I think it was just because it was so hot out.
Mm.
We're doing another one on Sunday, so we're
There you
hoping for the best because this one's outside too. But I think it's just because it was so hot out, no one wanted to come outside.
Right.
Saturday, with people being there and walking by, we had an opportunity to engage with people. Had some beer discussions where people could talk about their needs or what they were facing. I could kind of shed light on what they were going through and what products that they could use to make them feel more comfortable.
Right. Nice. I mean, it seems from what I've seen from you guys online on social media, you seem to already have built a pretty loyal, customer base, people that really have your back and are speaking highly of you. Can you share a memorable testimonial from one of your customers, whether it's somebody you know personally or somebody who randomly purchased your product online? Just share some of those highlights and, how that feedback has sort of impacted or how you foresee them impacting your products.
Cool.
Today we had a good review from a beard review guy.
Oh yeah, Dan's beard reviews. He used our oil for the last week, and he's one of the people who told me I should probably try adding another carrier oil.
Mm-hmm.
But he did say that he usually has to reapply his oil like lunchtime, and he's like, I didn't have to do it, so I'm not sure if you actually need to add more. But
right.
Yeah, it's just people like that. And then like whenever we get people from out of state, I'm super excited because I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, we're getting people from different states now. Like we just had a guy from North Carolina leave us a really good review. Like he was super excited about the product.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a guy in Texas, probably right when we opened, he bought a thing of oil from us. And then last week he bought one of our t-shirts, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. They're going to be wearing our Max Beard Garage, or beard oil t-shirt in Texas. I'm like, that's awesome. So like,
that's great. I mean, sounds like things have started to pick up pretty quickly. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's
we're excited.
Awesome. Yeah. So what's in store for the future for Max Garage? Do you have other products kind of on the docket right now that you're working on?
I'm going to do some seasonal scents.
Nice.
For like Christmas time. So I'm still working on them, but I got a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do.
I didn't know Florida had seasons.
We don't. We make them.
The changing color of the license plate.
Hey, come up here to Canada, and those seasonal scents will be unbelievable.
Yeah, we will actually get to see snow because our daughter is going into the Navy, and she'll be in Chicago graduating probably December. So
There you go.
this one, he's not going to fare very well with that.
Well, you're from
He's
New York, so you know, but
Yeah. He's seen snow once in his life, and
Yeah.
you would have thought he was dying.
oh
About
my
15
gosh.
years ago.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So, so for those that will be seeing this video or reading the transcript of this interview online that are new to beard care, and I'm sure you've probably met people in your journey so far that are new to beard care. What key piece of advice or couple pieces would you give to somebody that is just starting on that kind of beard care, beard grooming journey or adventure, whatever we want to call it?
For me, not giving up on the awkward stage. Like everyone tells me, once my beard gets this long, it gets irritating, and that's because they're not using the products. As your hair grows out longer, it's taking the oil from your skin, and it's causing it to be dry or itchy. You just gotta kind of work past that weird stage and use the right products to make it comfortable. Even mine down here, the products I was using for like the beard butters were too thick for me, so it's 90 degrees here all day. I'm sweating. My beard would be a matted mess by the end of the day, where our beard butter is light and comfortable and keeps that from happening. So if you run your fingers through your beard, it's not pulling beard hairs out. Like it feels way better. It's nice, it's light, and you just got to keep going.
That's actually a good point that you mentioned about climate and where you are and how that might affect what you need to do to sort of manage your beard. And I've spoken a lot on my website about seasonality and how your kind of grooming regimen might need to change. Well, in places where we have different seasons, where it goes from summer to fall to winter, that routine might have to change. But that's a good point that you make. You're in a hot climate, you can't have anything that's overly heavy. It's actually a very, very valid point, honestly. But that's great. I mean, obviously your stuff. I think anybody can take one look at CJ and be like, yep, let me listen to this guy.
I started my journey with it in 2016. So I've had people like, oh, I had my beard long, but I cut it because I'm from North Carolina, which is way not as hot as it is here. But it's like here it's 90 plus degrees. It doesn't matter. It's hot all the time. Like it really keeps the sun off of my neck, keeps it shaded, which also prevents skin cancer. So
There you go.
Absolutely. And probably the most important thing to remember is some people got it and some people just don't, unfortunately. This
yeah, I
genetics,
try to
right?
explain like there is people, what can I do to do this? Like everything is genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly not everyone. If I told you if you buy my beard oil you can have a beard like this, I'd probably be lying to you. If you wanted to grow a beard like this and you were capable of it, my product would make you comfortable in doing it.
There you go.
Everyone's different. There's no miracle anything that's gonna make something happen. So
There you go. So lastly, just before we kick things off, for any aspiring entrepreneurs out there that are thinking about entering this industry of beard care, is there any advice on that front that you would give them based on your experiences so far?
Don't give up. Like, I know we're really new to this still, but just keep on going, because there'll be some days where we make absolutely no money, and then there'll be other days where it's real good.
Mhm.
So you just gotta keep it on, and just give it your best, give it your all, and I feel like it'll all work out. Like, I really feel like we're gonna do good.
and if you don't buy our product,
Yeah, if you don't have your own product, buy ours.
Yeah, no, very, very valid. Well, thank you both so much, Kristen and CJ, for joining me today. It was really special to speak to you and learn about kind of your background and how you've been building this business. It's awesome. I always love to hear these stories. So before we cap it off, just can you remind everybody where can they find you, where can they buy your products, and anything else you wanted everyone to know?
Okay. Our website is maxgaragebeardoil.com. We're also on Instagram, maxgarage727, and Facebook, it's Max Garage Beard Oil. We have free shipping all the time, and we usually have at least one coupon code going on at some point at a time, usually. So
There you go. Everyone likes a deal.
yep.
All right. Well, thank you both again. I really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll speak again very soon, and just continue luck on this venture. And I'm excited to watch you continue to grow.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.